What's going on, Shadow Bandits? Welcome to the first episode of Dishonorable Discharge. We're going to be talking about the social issues that surround us every single day and the evidence and truth as much as we can find behind it and whatever questions we might have with what truth we are getting. We are not on one side or the other, even though a lot of people are going to see my background and be like, oh, you go to this side. That's not how it is. I am looking at what they are telling me and just basing my opinion off of that. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first of all, for those of you that don't know who I am Sarge Mayhem. I am a firearms instructor. I am a content creator. I do a lot of gun stuff. I'm a CPR instructor. I also am former military, and I love to shoot. That's my therapy. That's what calms me down. And today's episode, the first episode, we are going to be talking about the shooting of Charlie Kirk, but not so much of who did it, why they did it, that kind of stuff. I'm looking at how it was done. And is it plausible from what they're telling us that that is in fact how it was done? Or did they give us more questions than answers? We're going to jump right into this. But before we do, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think the narrative is correct, regardless of whose side you're on? Left, right, doesn't matter. Left wing, right wing, same bird. With that said, let's go ahead and dive into some of the things that I have found that made me a little suspicious. First of all, disclaimer. You will not see the actual shooting itself. I'm sure if you really want to, you could go find it. You could be one of those sick puppies and goes, looks it up and laughs and celebrates and whatever. I'm not here for that. I think it was a terrible thing. I don't care if he was on the left. That's a terrible thing, especially to be shot in front of your family. That is a certain kind of evil that I don't understand what's going through your head. But, I mean, we have this kind of stuff all the time. This was just a little bit more deliberate towards one specific person to prove a point. But I digress. The main thing that I'm talking about is it doesn't matter who it is, what side they're on. It doesn't matter because in the end, we're all supposed to be able to have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and you have the First Amendment right. And I don't want to go too politically into this, but it's interesting to me that a lot of people are upset that they mocked or laughed or whatever at his shooting and then got fired and then was like, well, that's not fair. I have free speech. Well, so did he, but he got shot for it. You just got fired for it. I mean, you're saying words have consequences. I mean, if they have consequences, then they have consequences. You can't just be like, well, it's consequences when I agree, but not when I disagree. It's one way or the other. I feel like I'm talking to my youngest. Like, you can't have it where I get to treat you like crap and not get to listen, but you're supposed to listen to me. Nope. No. It's one way or the other. That's it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. This is a video I found. Obviously, you can see by down here, it was 5 years ago. So, it has a lot of views. I assume a lot of them popped up more so since this happened. Hopefully, this ain't the guy, which I doubt it is. But he's wearing a black shirt and jeans, and yeah. So we're going to look at real quick, and this is for educational purposes only because I have a point to make. Like I was talking about with watching the video, it's horrific. I just happen to download these videos because I want to see specific things. I'm not trying to glorify or watch somebody's death over and over and over, regardless of who it is, if it's Charlie Kirk or a police shooting or whatever. I'm trying to see is what they are telling me. Is that really what I'm seeing, or is there something else? So let's go ahead and actually jump into this right here. You're going to see him. He's about to take this shot at this dummy. Now, obviously, the dummy's head is not going to be realistic. There's ligaments, soft tissue. There's all this other crap that comprise of the head. But you could take about 50% of the effect and kind of estimate around there. Maybe more, but I'll say 50%. But let's go ahead and let's see what happens. Yeah. That was a 30-06. Okay? Here's another example. 30-06. This is what supposedly was used. A model 98 from Mauser. 30-06. This is supposedly what happened. So let's look at this. This one, he's going to shoot a pork shoulder.
Again, over 3,000 feet per second. So far, the 7 backcountry.
So far, it looks like he has a good channel. So if you guys want, go look up CR42 Hunting. He seems like he has a good channel going on here. So much love to him. Again, this is 6 months ago. So this is well before this even happened, or according to the new text messages that were released, that was only being planned for a week or so. This is obviously far in advance, but here we go.
Country is holding up its end of the bargain. Again, this is only a 20-inch barrel, and we're getting over 3,000 feet per second with all of
Now, this is the 7mm, just to let you know, but he's about to go to the
our shots so far.
The pork shoulder.
Now we'll take a shot at the pork shoulder with the 30-06. We kind of use the 30-06 for a baseline in this video. It's been around for over 100 years. Everyone knows what it's capable of. It can take down every animal probably on this entire planet.
So, regardless of how far he really shot this, to a degree to me, it did that to a pork shoulder. There's no way Charlie Kirk's neck was that thick. Now, yes, it'll probably have less bones surrounding him because it hit the bone and ligaments and all that. Great, I understand that. Here's the part that throws me off. Where the fuck is the exit wound? It should have just zipped right through. If it wasn't as much muscles and ligaments and bone and everything else, it should have zipped through. But I'm not telling you to watch the video. I never saw an exit wound. And then some people were saying, well, the hole that was bleeding out the front of left side of his neck, that was the exit wound. Then why was there no soft tissue or anything that was torn out with it? Generally, exit wounds don't exactly look like that. I mean, I guess they could if it went through and through. But he had people in a horseshoe around him. If it went through the back and came out the side of his neck, why was nobody else hit? And where's the projectile? They still haven't said anything about finding the projectile. But what do I know? You know, I'm a nobody and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But here, I know this next video, people are going to be like, why would you do that? Just stay with me. This person that we're about to watch is a mortician. Now, obviously, as soon as you see it right here, boop, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's somebody I'm going to believe. However, she does say something that, well, I guess, I don't know, man. I don't really care to go through all that crap. They were saying that she's reacting to a comment that you're assuming that the shooter was aiming for the carotid artery because she said it had to be a sniper because it hit his carotid artery, and that's a pinpoint shot, which is very hard to make, even with snipers and all that stuff, which I don't think she really understands what she's talking about. But I'm not really so worried about that. The thing is that is not the case. He was wearing body armor. The shooter was aiming for the head, and with bullet drop and wind and Cornelius effect, that's what kind of caused the problem. Here's the thing. He was wearing body armor, and we've heard this a bunch of times. He was wearing body armor. Okay. First of all, if he was wearing body armor, chances are it would have been soft body armor. And please put down below so I can go and find some. But where is there a soft body armor that'll stop a 30-06? Find me that, because I need it. I need it now. I got this, and this is FRAS, flexible rifle armor. And I don't even know if it could stop a 30-06. It might be able to. I'll have to look that up. But I'm not usually worried about being shot by a 30-06. That usually more worried about 5.56, 7.62 by 39 or by 51, something like that. So let's look at something here when they talk about body armor, because we've heard this a bunch of times. He was wearing body armor, and that's why they went for the head, or they were aiming at the body armor and whatever. But here's the thing. If he was aiming at the head, people also are not taking into account where Charlie was sitting was below. So you had your normal level where people walked around and all the buildings were built off of this normal flat sea level or whatever the hell you want to call it. He was further down than that. And then this person was at least 2 stories up. So now they're really going down at an angle. To me, that round, they could have been aiming for the chest and it lifted. Didn't lift up, but it hit high. This is why I don't think he was wearing body armor. Here's some examples. All right. This picture, by the way, that's a lot of money for a picture, man. I mean, I'm all for, if it's donations or whatever, but that's a lot of money for a picture. But I want to show you something important here. Okay. What's that? Do you see that? That almost looks like a nipple. Oh, that almost looks like a nipple. That's going to be his cross with his necklace. What body armor puts nipples on it? I mean, maybe they do. Put it down below if you think. Chat, hit me up. If you guys think that this is body armor, you let me know. I don't see any kind of straps that would indicate body armor. And then when we get to this photo, where is it? You could literally see the back muscles. Where is the body armor? I don't understand that. And generally, when you wear body armor, obviously he could be wearing a white fabric body armor, and it would hide a little bit better, but you'd see it kind of protrude off, being different from here and here. So that's why I don't think he was wearing body armor. I think that the shooter did aim for the chest, and it just hit high. Again, I still don't understand where the exit wound was. Like I said, look at all these people over here. There was the same amount of people on the other side over here. So if it came out here, it should have hit something or someone, in theory. Now it's not guaranteed, but let's keep going through. And I'm not even going to play her. If you want to go watch her, go watch her. But the main thing she said, which is what I thought, was once he was hit, he was pretty much instantly dead. And as soon as I saw the video, especially up close, and the way that his head went back, and he kind of clenched and then went limp. No, he didn't. Before he even made it to the ground, I think he was completely gone. Like no saving. Like maybe not completely medically dead, but there was no helping him. But let's get into some of this here, because I heard some different things. Some people were saying that they did some videos of him disassembling the weapon and had the receiver, scope, and barrel on one side and the stock on the other. It is only like 3 bolts I think it's flathead too, which explains the screwdriver, but that it takes to disassemble this thing, and it really doesn't take that long, especially if you have some practice. My thing is look how his body is shaped. You see how it flares out? Where is he hiding this thing? Now, some people were like, oh, well, he wasn't hiding it there because his arms are... I mean, technically, he could have ace bandaged it or something to his body, but I feel like we would see something, but the images aren't great, so I don't want to go directly off of that, but I'm just looking at how his body curves in, then hits his hips and goes out. So it wouldn't be able to go all the way down his pants because at least we have the bent knees. We have the phone over here. It should have some kind of protrusion, which, I mean, Mike Glover said that he saw some better video of the one I'm about to show you, and it showed that he did have the weapon. I still don't see a weapon. But if any of y'all have the video or whatever that can help us figure this out, please let me know. Let's keep going. This is the weapon that they said that he used. So obviously he wouldn't have had time to shoot the weapon, disassemble the weapon, stash it in him, and then jump and run. The scope mount I see is complete garbage. Looks like somebody at home did this. You got the scope mount here hanging off that over the ejection port. That doesn't make any sense. You had the ring so close to right here, the turrets, and up here. Like, that's terrible. There's better mounts. I understand it's granddad's gun, apparently, and something like that. My questions on this is, you showed us this. Where's the pictures of it wrapped in the towel on the ground? Where's the pictures of it unwrapped in the towel on the ground, but still on the towel? And then show us this. Okay, so if this is an evidence box, got it. But where's the towel? We still haven't seen anything on the towel. And the other thing that was a little weird is look at all this light. All these lights. They seem to have found this rifle while it was still during the day. What do you need these lights for if it's during the day? Wooded area, okay. It still wouldn't be that dark. You see what I mean? Like, that this light is going to... I don't know, man. That's kind of weird. I still don't get the whole 30-06. I don't know how he got it there. Definitely don't know how he left with it. That really doesn't make sense to me. So we'll go in. Here he is running. Okay. I don't see it here. Now, it's obviously hard to see, but I don't see it. I don't see, looking at the ground, I don't see that he dropped anything. So he must be still holding on to this. And if it's slung, where the hell is the sling based off of the previous picture? So now he's holding on one hand, maybe 3 points of contact. If he has the rifle in one hand, he's jumping down with the rifle, because right now it looks like he doesn't have the backpack on. So that's what I'm thinking that object is the backpack. Okay, now he's on the ground. I don't see anything that would look like a 44-inch rifle. Maybe you could argue it there, but I still don't see that. Like, where is this thing? Oop, a little too much. Okay. All right, I'm just going to let it play just for this last little bit. I don't. Do you see how flimsy that thing looked? It didn't look like he's carrying it here. Like, how is he carrying this thing? You got this car coming up. It's supposedly wrapped in a towel. Where, where is this thing? Obviously, this is not the best footage, but that's got to be more. He's 6 foot tall. That thing only goes up to like his knee, and then he runs into this busy street, and nobody notices. All I'm saying is I have some questions about this being the cartridge that was used, because I feel like it would have went right through. If it goes right through a pork shoulder with bone, why didn't it go through his neck? I don't understand that. If it did, like, why was there no, without putting this bad painting behind, not trying to do any disrespect for him or anything like that, but I didn't see any kind of exit of this, which makes it really, really weird. Some people are saying that it got lodged in his neck. So how did it go through the shoulder blade of a pig, but not the spine? It was only 140, 160 yards. I know guys that have shot hog. I've talked to many of hunters who shoot hogs and deer with 30-06, and they can put their hand inside the exit wound. It'll zip through that, but it won't zip through. Like, I'm just saying, there's a little bit more questions out there than answers. Obviously, there's some more stuff that we can do. Let me know down chat below what you guys think. If there's any other videos that you guys seen that can help us kind of figure out this whole thing. I truly wish the best for him, and, well, in the afterlife. I hope he meets all God's graces as he believed, and I hope his family finds peace. I hope he rests in peace. This is a terrible thing to happen, and this stuff's got to stop. There was a school shooting right after this. There was something that we found that recently in Mississippi, that they found a college student hanging from a tree that we need more evidence on. And before I talk about that, I want to get some more evidence on that. This is the evidence I have for this, so I can kind of start talking about it, getting those brainwaves going. So you guys let me know what you think down below. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Thank you for being on the first episode of Dishonorable Discharge. Hope to see you guys next time. But for now, I'm Sarge Mayhem, and I'm out.